Hey guys, what's up? Mr. B Davis here, and I'm gonna be telling you guys. First off, um, I did actually get my channel idea, to do this from two YouTubers that do sort of the same, not sort of, pretty well the same thing, and Optimus and Birdman. Now, Optimus actually said once that he's not just a clone of Birdman, and if you guys want to call me a clone of Birdman or Optimus, well, actually, go ahead. Honestly, I got the idea, completely from them. I'm not gonna lie, I really like watching their videos and stuff, and I just thought, you know what, I've always wanted to do YouTube, and I've sort of failed on several accounts. I've just kind of lost interest in it because the videos I was making just didn't really grab my interest as much, and I would sort of lose interest for it over time. So I thought, you know what, let me give that a try. I like the way that they format their videos and everything, and seems like it would be simple enough with the equipment I have. And I figured I'll just put on some 2K behind it, and then I can just have a lot of fun. I'll get to play 2K for every gameplay that's behind what I'm saying, but I will try to avoid making the same content that they make. Of course, I'll continue watching their videos, and I really like watching their videos. So I've seen some overlap sometimes. They'll sort of make the same, like they'll talk about the same topics, which of course, if it's a bigger topic, then yeah, I'll probably talk about it. But if it's stuff that's smaller, then I will not. Now, today I just sort of looked up the news. And first thing I typed into Google what happened today, and it was just a bunch of stuff that happened today in history. However, I think I might actually start a series where I talk about maybe a certain this Tuesday in history, like something I upload like every Tuesday or Wednesday or just some day, and maybe one day I'll get through all 365 days, because it'll switch hands every year. So maybe if I do it for long enough, but. Anyway, today I ended up finding an article about a sheriff, and I'm just going to go ahead and read the headline for you. This Colorado sheriff is willing to go to jail rather than enforce a proposed gun law. Now, this article is from CNN, so I do not agree with a lot of CNN's political views, but the article is not really biased. At least I haven't got down to the part where they're saying oh, he should be put in jail for sure. But I'll go ahead and explain what the bill is. Basically, it gives them the opportunity. It gives the government the opportunity to take someone's guns, which that part is bad. However, if they are deemed a threat to others or themselves, now. That part I kind of agree with. Now, if someone is straight up, this guy, he's going unhinged here. He is probably gonna go up and shoot somebody. I don't think that's the guy we need to have a gun. I don't think he needs one. And yeah, I honestly think the government has sort of a right, if it's justified, if he's definitely a risk, to take his gun away. Now, as far as a threat to himself, it sucks, but it's, I've been a victim of a few suicides now, and it sucks, but if he's a threat to himself, taking his guns away isn't going to stop him, or her, but no, if somebody has made that decision, they're going to shoot themselves, then, there's some other way that they're going to be able to do it. You take away their guns, then they're going to just stick their head, in the stove, and okay, you turn off the stove, but there they go up I got to use the bathroom. Well, John, why are you taking the toaster with you? I like toast. Well, I take a bath. He's like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. But, if I don't think they should be able to take it if they're a threat to themselves, just about if they're a threat to others, because honestly, you're not going to be preventing suicides by taking guns away. In fact, I think if I were to look it up, I think actually hanging and overdose are actually more common than guns. I'm not sure, but it seems like I read that, and I might look it up. Hold on. Let's see. This is a weird thing to be typing in my search bar right now. What is the most common suicide? Wow, it's not even gonna pop up. This is, ouch. And they're gonna think I now am a threat to myself. Looking this up. And let's see. I got one from the Suicide Prevention Center, of course. But it's okay. I was wrong. 52% is firearm, 17% is poisoning, which I'm gonna assume means like overdose. Suffocation, which I'm gonna assume is like hanging or putting a bag over your head or something like that. 24%, and then other is 8%. So, okay, I guess if you but still though, if you take away a guy's gun, he's determined it's gonna happen. He's gonna find a way, you know. You're pretty much just gonna prolong the inevitable there if he's really decided. I'm gonna go back to the article on my computer and now let's see. It says Colorado's state senate passed the bill on Thursday by a single vote, without any Republican support. Now, okay, without any, I see Republicans, of course. I feel like I do lean more conservative than liberal, but you know there are some things, of course, I lean more towards one way on some issues. But when it comes to gun control, I think control the guns, don't take them. You know, and it's sort of a hard thing to do, and that's something that is really hard for someone to solve. But I do think if you like stop guns from being sold and stuff, then that'll just make them less available to people who are going to be responsible for them and who might need them to protect themselves, to people who will get them illegally. But I won't talk about that right now. Anyway, without any Republican support, so yeah, of course the Republicans probably not going to like that. The bill is expected to pass the House possibly this week, with Democratic majorities in both chambers. Okay. It says state Republicans have too few votes to stand in the way. Now, honestly, this one, it honestly seems like a pretty good law, depending on one thing: how it's decided whether or not they're a danger to themselves. Because, you know, it could just be like for example, I looked that up earlier. You know, if somehow somebody finds out, like, hey, he's been looking this stuff up, and the government's like, dude, you're a danger to yourself. You know, I looked that up for this reason, like for this video. So what if they decide then that I'm a danger and they take my guns away? I've only got like 2, and I don't even keep them at my house. They are still at my dad's house, but still though, you see, it just depends. I don't even live in Colorado, but still, if they decide that, like, what is to stop them from saying, like, okay, well, you're clearly a danger, and then it's like, what? Why am I a danger? Well, you know, you wore dark colors, and you were, you know, you look like you're trying to be sneaky. But okay, yeah, sorry, give us your guns. But I feel like I'm really flat on my comedy today. I'm really sorry. Anyway, I'm not very enthusiastic right now. But so now it says failure to enforce a court order to seize a person's guns could mean sheriffs being found in contempt. And Sheriff Reams, which is the sheriff in question, says it's a sacrifice he'd be forced to make. And I on one hand, now if this, I will find how they actually decide whether or not they're fit to have a gun. But if the law is good, like, and it actually, it's something that makes sense, like it's not just, you know, I'm pretty sure this guy might be a danger. You know, there's actually certain things that have to be met and all that, then, well, then that's okay. But, I'm sorry, that's not okay. It's not okay for him to disobey that. Although I do respect him because he said earlier it's just about what he feels is right, and I do respect the willingness to go to jail you know, just protect right and wrong. I have to say I really have support for that. But on the other hand, let's see. So let's see. Let me find where it says what is the bill. Okay, it says Colorado's extreme risk protection order would allow a family member, a roommate, or law enforcement to petition a judge to take someone's firearm if they are deemed to be a danger to themselves or others. And I guess that could kind of work out, but I could also see it being abused. For this, I mean, on one hand, yeah, a family member could see someone like going out of control, you know, they could see them like taking wrong turns and stuff, and they could see them, you know, starting to actually be a threat to themselves or others. And they could definitely end up actually calling that in and it being a good, and it's saving lives, you know. I mean, who's to say if this bill would have been a thing in any number of shootings or anything that happened, and a family member, roommate, you know, or heck, that Madden tournament, that guy, it was at a college campus. Let's say the guy who did it, if his roommate, which I don't know if he had a roommate or not, but let's just say he probably lived in the dorm room or something on campus. If he was actually able to go home to where he lived, get a gun, and come back, or I don't know, like he probably lived near campus at least. If he had a roommate who could have said, like, yeah, this dude's crazy, I don't want him to have a gun, maybe then that could have prevented that. But of course, if it hadn't happened, we never would have known if it prevented anything. But you see what I'm saying? It could have been a good thing for that to have been available. But then again, though, what is stopping someone from just saying, yeah, I don't want him to have a gun, and then a guy's wife, like, hey, my husband, I just don't want him to have a gun. I'm afraid he's going to hurt somebody. And then it turns out he's just the nicest guy, and like he didn't buy her jewelry, you know. Which I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's how it would go down. You know, it could also be a guy who's just not getting any, and he decides like, hey, my wife is crazy. You know, it just, I don't know. Or heck, maybe a kid like didn't eat his vegetables, so mom comes up, she's like, listen, I don't want my son to have any guns. And they come in, they take his Nerf guns away. I don't know what the situation would be if this happened to a kid. I know if somebody came in my house trying to take my Nerf guns away, I wouldn't be happy about it. But I guess that's the law. However, this does seem unconstitutional, and I don't remember which amendment it is, but there is an amendment which says no seizures without a warrant, which I guess they would get a warrant, but it's like I'd have to read the actual amendment. Which, shoot, where's my Constitution book? I feel like it's my backpack, but that's so far away. It's in my car. Oh well, it very well could be unconstitutional. This video is starting to run a little bit long, so I'm gonna go ahead and say so. I'll probably just tell a bunch of people, at school about this, and like for now, and try to get the channel to grow. But let me know if you guys like it. Let me know if you like the video. I'm gonna keep making this type of video regardless if you like this one. But just let me know if anything that you need to work on. Like at this point, at this young time in my YouTube channel's like life cycle, I will be reading most comments. So if you want to be like, hey, you suck at this, and I'll be like, dang, that hurts, but at least you were honest. And then maybe I can get better at that thing you think I suck at. Or maybe be like, hey, you're good at this, do this more. And I'll be like, oh, thanks, man, and I'll do that thing that I do good more. So anyway, also, I've got some games. So, if you want to be like, hey, play this game, I probably won't have the game, but if I do have the game, I'll play it. I'll just throw that in some gameplays. Pretty easy to just play a game for 30 minutes, depending on how long the video ends up being. This one is only, this is a 30-minute gameplay that I'm recording like 15 minutes on. But anyway, guys, with that being said, thank you for watching, and just have yourself a beautiful day. I'll have to invest in an outro at some point, but until then, guys, just have a great, happy, merry life.